champ is here. The champ is here.
Champ.
Congratulations, Justin Shire, for winning the 2023 Chicago Pro. How do you feel?
I feel fucking great, man. I feel so good. Yeah, that was so much fun. Honestly, like, regardless of how the show went, obviously winning was, you know, the icing on the cake, but just being able to go out, do my pro debut, and have a good showing, and go out there and fucking pose with those guys. They ran us hard, worked us hard. The show ran smooth. It was just so much fun, man. I'm just such a firm reminder of why we do this stuff, because it was just, man, it's so much fucking fun.
Justin, I want to know what were your emotions, you know, when they called Jon for second?
Oh, dude, I just I wish there was like a camera that was on me, because I just like uncontrollably like yelled yes as loud as I fucking could. I fucking yes. Like, I couldn't fucking believe it. Like, as much as I knew in my heart, like, I felt like I won. It was like when they were sitting there and they said, take the second place award too, and I'm sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah. And you guys all know, we've all been there and won shows, and as much as you have confidence in yourself, like, even the way the call outs go, like, I ended in the center during prejudging, everyone had me winning. It was just like, we've all been there where, like, you never fucking know, right? You're never 100% sure. And, yeah, so when they called my name and said the Olympia qualification, it was fucking mind blowing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was amazing, man.
Did you get emotional? Like, did you cry, or were you just like super happy?
Oh, well, you know, at the time I didn't, but I definitely did later. You know, I was like, before prejudging, I got emotional after prejudging, because when they were lining us up, I was number 10. So it goes numerical order, or alphabetical order. Shire, I was the very last one. And I was just kind of pacing backstage, and I just kept, you guys know that my mom passed late last year, kind of towards the beginning of this prep. And I just kept saying, I was like, this one's for you, Mom. This is for you, Mom. This is for you, Mom. I'm doing this for you, Mom. And I was like pacing, and I'm saying this out loud, and people probably thought I was crazy backstage. But it was just like all I could do to like really get in the zone. Mm-hmm. And when I went out there and did that, and like we finished with that top 3 call out, and they put me in the middle, and the fucking crowd was going crazy, and they like called that last most muscular, and we're all just fucking roasting most musculars, and they file us off stage. It was just like, I came down stage, my videographer was back there, and I couldn't help it. I was just like so fucking emotional, man, because I really did feel like I felt like I did that. I felt like I made my mom proud in that moment, you know, and it meant a lot to me, man. I was really proud of myself, and I know my mom was proud of me. So it was, I get emotional thinking about it now, but it was special. Yeah. Man. It was really cool.
Your mother is extremely proud of you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was really cool to see.
It reminds me of that moment in like Rocky when he wins a fight and he's like, Adrian, we did it.
Yeah.
It really is, like, you know what I mean? The people that you love, or like your mom was there to support you all those years, and it just meant that much. You wanted to do it for her, and it's emotional, right? It really is.
Yeah, definitely. And then, you know, I have my wife in the crowd, and I have Matt in the crowd, and anybody, Nick, you've done shows with Matt in the crowd. That motherfucker,
you hear
no voice. Oh, you hear him. He was screaming as loud as he fucking could.
I'll tell you what's funny is when everyone's screaming and chanting, I can always just single him out.
Always.
No matter what.
He is just the pitch of his voice, whatever it is, like, whose printer is going off?
Not mine.
My blinds. I was trying to manipulate them, but I didn't.
Like, what the fuck is that? That's funny. Yeah, you can just, you hear his fucking voice so loud, but he is fucking hollering loud as fuck. He's the loudest one in the room.
Bro, wait till the Olympia.
Yeah, I bet, dude.
Finals, you won't hear him at finals because the voice is gone.
Well, after prejudging, I was like, "How to do?" He goes, "You did good." I was like, "You did?" He's like, "We got it." Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was so cool, man.
I saw it, and you had like the Coke Zero for celebration.
Yeah, dude, yep. That was on Wednesday. He came and he put a Coke in my freezer, and then I was like, "Oh, dude, you forgot your Coke in my freezer." And he goes, "Oh, just put it in your fridge." And I said, "All right." I said, "We'll split it when I win." And then as soon as we get back to the room, he's like, "Grab that Coke Zero, motherfucker. Let's split it." So we divvied it up, split it, and Jasmine took the picture of us cheersing. So that's pretty cool.
It's kind of fun when things like that turn out good.
I was gonna say, it's those little things that you remember, like just that, like splitting a Coke Zero, and like those little traditions and those little interactions you have throughout that peak, and just like even going out to ice cream with Matt and Jasmine afterwards, like those little moments you remember that you cherish, and as simple as they are, they just mean a lot and kind of can create traditions, and yeah, I love these moments, man. They mean a lot to me.
So it's important to live in those moments and really take them in and accept them, right? It's like you only win your pro debut, you only get one shot at that. To actually go there and experience that and do it, you got to like step outside of like what's going on and really take that in, because it's a moment in time that you'll never get back, and you need to really enjoy those. And I'm sure you know that, Nick, too. Experiencing some of these shows, and your first Olympia, like Antoine as well. You're always worked up when you qualify for your first Olympia, but and I think Antoine got that advice from somebody. I think Sean Roden maybe, just to really enjoy
Sean Roden and Jay Cutler.
Yeah, really enjoy it. Take it in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was actually Ian reached out to me the day before the show, and it was just like, one thing he said he regretted was not like living in the moment and enjoying it while he was there. And I really did my best. Like, to be honest, there was a lot of expectations for me coming into the show. It seemed like everybody had me winning. All these main pages were posting everyone doing it, and just seemed the consensus was I was going to come in and win. So there was like some pressure there, but I also believed in myself. And Nick, Matt's like, "Hey, we're winning, so don't worry about it. We're coming in to win. You're going to win." And so I just believed in that, and I didn't really let the pressure get to me. So I was more stressed out and more nervous going into nationals than this show. And I don't know why, but I felt more confident. I felt more sure of myself. And I really was able to just kind of calmly enjoy the moment and really take it all in. And I really appreciate Ian reaching out to me and saying that, because it was one of those moments where you're like, you have to think, you're like, am I actually enjoying this moment for what it is? You have to consciously ask yourself that, and then you have to like look around. Like, as I'm watching 4 different Olympians get glazed and pump up, and I'm right there with them, getting ready to step on stage with 4 Olympians for my pro debut. Like, are you actually acknowledging that? Are you realizing what's going on? Do you realize that your wife and your close friends are in the crowd watching you? Do you realize that when you walk out, the whole fucking crowd was going nuts? I hit my front double, and the whole fucking stadium lit the fuck up. Like, I had to, it's really easy to block that stuff out, because it kind of becomes a blur. But I was like, pay attention to that stuff and soak it in,
Yeah, I think so. I think so many people just get like on autopilot, right? And we just like, we actually consciously need to like step outside, slow things down, look around us, and like realize what's going on, and like really enjoy the moment, because we just get on this autopilot.
It's kind of silly, but it's almost like, you guys ever introduce yourself to somebody and they tell you your name and you don't even hear it?
Fuck, every day.
You're like, that guy just told me his name. And it's the same thing. You're like, oh, I just went and fucking did my pro debut, and I totally wasn't even paying attention. I just fucking went through my mandatories, and then now we're off stage.
I'm guilty of that. I'm definitely guilty of being on autopilot.
For sure. And especially like if nerves get to you, or just like, we're fucking on a mission. So you're not really, almost don't want to become distracted by these things, but it is really important to pay attention and really live in those moments, man. And honestly, I was proud of myself. I felt like I really did it. I walked away feeling fully satisfied in the process. I felt like I really indulged. I got to go and I shook every fucking competitor's hand and met everybody and had a good conversation with every person there that competed. And it was overall like a really, really awesome experience. And obviously to win my pro debut, it's a pretty small group of people that go out and win their pro debut and qualify for the Olympia. And like, I had to sit with that and be like, man, you're in this small group of people that actually went and did that.
Yep.
You know, so it's important to be. I'm proud of myself, man.
We're proud of you, bro. We're proud.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're all
I
proud of you.
appreciate that.
So Justin, I got a question. So obviously, you won. It seems like things went well, but is there something that didn't go as planned during the peak week or backstage, or something that like, oh shit, we forgot about that, or something that was not planned but you had to deal with, and obviously still won, right? Is there something?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been there. There's always something that happens, right? But we ended up getting backstage, and the tanning company was glazing people, and they had like the spray on glaze.
Oh yeah.
And I'm watching them just drenching everybody. So I go and I get glazed, and I call Matt because Matt wasn't backstage that time, and I was like, "Hey, I just got glazed. Like, will you come take a look at me?" And like, I hit a side chest, and I'm just like slimy, and I feel myself, and I'm just like, "Oh my god!" It was so fucking. I feel like this like slimy hot dog. Matt immediately was like getting towels and like wiping all the glaze off me. Like people are pumping up, and Matt is wiping all the glaze off. So we're like standing there in front of the lights, like they put us in front of these hot lights, and Matt's wiping the glaze off me, and I'm like stressed out because we're getting ready to get on stage. And as soon as I started posing with all that glaze on me, and you look around, everybody's like dripping sweat because they're just like drenched in glaze.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to say this like, you know, just anything disparaging about like the crew. They were just doing their job glazing people, but people were getting over glazed, and that shit clogs your pores, and people were sweating, and the back room was fucking hot. Like where we were pumping up was fucking hot. There was, you know, 10 huge bodybuilders, all the bikini girls, the men's physique guys, hot lights, and fucking tons of glaze flying in the air, and everybody was hot and sweating backstage. So yeah, Matt like dried me all off, and then we go out for our first round of prejudging. I get back to my phone. He's texting me. He's like, "Have them reglaze you because now you're too dry." So they like reglazed my upper body, and I just told the guys like, "Please light coat." Like I stood way back, and he like misted me, and then then we were good. And then so the morning show,
What?
I did like sweat a little bit on stage. I think everybody was kind of sweating because it was really fucking warm. So Matt, as soon as he seen me sweating, Matt was like genuinely upset. He was pissed. He was like, "You should not be sweating. We need to get back to the room. We need to get back to the room." We couldn't get a fucking Uber, and we sat out in front of the venue outside for like an hour waiting for the Uber. We rushed back to the hotel room. For an hour, dude. We couldn't get a fucking Uber.
Wow.
Rush back to the hotel room. I'm like, he's slamming all this fucking food in me because he wanted to fill me up. I took a little bit more Diazide and fucking hammered a ton of food. He gave me Chick-fil-A, 2 fries, like 250 grams of rice, a whole banana, honey, fucking nut butter, and just slam me full of food, like a little sprinkle of Diazide and like basically no water. And then we went back to night show, and then he made sure he was there when they glazed me and like gave them directions. And we were a lot fuller. We were a lot fuller and a lot drier at the night show. So I think we really nailed it for the night show. And I think you can kind of see that in in some of the pictures and videos.
Well, you were better at the night show. I think you were, because I saw the whole thing, right? In the morning, like you were good, but I was like, is there film or something? I was like, kind of like not sure, but because the stream, to be honest, was like the quality. I wasn't that good on my computer, so I could see the quality of the athletes. So, but then at the night show, I saw you like pose by yourself and stuff too, and I was like, oh, now it's much better. I don't know if it was the quality of the stream or maybe like you were like a tad sharper, fuller.
I definitely was a little bit sharper, a little bit fuller, which definitely helped push against the skin, and we cleared some of that water, so I was drier and fuller and harder. But honestly, like that stage, that lighting and that backdrop, it's like everybody looked a bit soft and watery on stage.
Yeah. You know what I don't like? Is you mentioned the backdrop. I guess that's how they get the money with the sponsorships, but remember the Ironman 2008 Dorian? Background like this,
all black.
but glitter.
Little glitters.
Phil Heath's picture. insane. So now with all the TVs and the things going on in the background, all the details or the big Wings of Strength logo, whatever, it's like a lot of things going on.
Yeah, it makes us look soft.
I know.
I just the athletes out.
I know. I just wish that they didn't do that. But I'm not a promoter, right? They got to make. I understand, but I wish they had a backdrop like that.
I think what they should do is just like block it out for prejudging, and then at the finals of the night show, whatever, put the sponsors up. But at least
or you just kind of put your sponsors on the side and make sure when everybody's in the middle, or either they're individual or in the middle during the comparisons. They have a nice clean backdrop.
The problem is, no matter where those LED lights are behind you, because they're usually LEDs, they're shining on the athletes. So it's going to create like shitty lighting. So it's almost like you can't have anything, during.
I know it's really tough. And listen, like obviously we've all seen that. Like this last year at the Olympia, everybody's like, dude, everybody was out of shape. I'm like, you really think the top 10 guys in the fucking world all showed up out of shape? Like this.
No.
Yeah, it's not the case, and I don't want to come on here like the backdrop and the lighting made me look like I wasn't as sharp as I was. I mean, there is some of that, but there's also the fact that I could have been a little bit sharper from behind, and I recognize that, and these are things that I want to improve coming into the Olympia. But the judging was what it was, unanimous first place, and it was what it was, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
What's the plan now? What's your Olympia plan?
I mean, honestly, Matt, it was just kind of like go to Canada, have a good week, don't get too heavy. When you're home, we'll get to work. So cool. He told me he wants me to, we want to work on bringing up my back, and he definitely thinks we can grow. So he told me he kind of wants to like help me formulate like a split, an approach for training for the next 14 weeks. So we'll see what he has planned. And I just fully trust Matt. Honestly, anything that guy says, I'm just going to do it because I trust 100% that he knows what he's doing. And it's as simple as just executing what Matt does. And it takes so much stress off of me. I don't have to worry about a damn thing.
That's what I do.
Yeah. It works.
So you want to improve your back more than bring it up? Because your back is one of your strong points, no?
I wouldn't say. I mean, listen, my back did come up, and it just has more to grow. I mean, Dorian and I were kind of talking about it. Like, erector thickness is really good from, in a lot of my shots, but as you work your way up, like traps, rhomboids, I could use some more thickness and detail there. And it's like, that was what I probably brought up most this year is my back, but it's the newest tissue. So as I'm pushing down, it's like those last 2 weeks.
Off.
That's the first tissue to come off. So I definitely lost like that pop and fullness. Like you see people see like the Instagram pictures 3 weeks out when I'm full in the gym with a pump, and they're like, "What happened?" It's like, well, that fucking last few weeks. Sometimes
I've seen that. This guy. Do you want to pull it up, or it doesn't matter? Like I've seen this guy. He pulled it up like, oh, is it the stage lighting? Fernando. He always does weird before and afters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to pull it up. Yeah, so you know which one I'm talking about. It's like you're in the gym, you maybe had a pump, you're on stage, and maybe you were not even fully opened. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, and it's exactly. It's sometimes like a lot of these stage shots that come out are just like, I was talking to Dorian. There's like
pose.
There's a picture of me on like Flex Online where like I'm halfway coming out of my front double, and it's like the main picture of me, and I'm just like this, and my stomach's all flat and washed out. Like, what the fuck? Like arms are just up in the air. Like, dude. What the fuck, guys?
It's like it seems like I find sometimes that people in charge of like whatever are never been influencers or competitive bodybuilders.
You know what? I think honestly they've got so much work to do and so many competitors, and I think that there's like these very tight timelines, so they just like unload their SD cards and just hammer it on the site and keep moving because they don't really have a choice. I don't want to be overly critical, but like, we go to these shows, we're always hoping to get like these good stage shots, and just sometimes it just doesn't happen.
But when you're trying to chase like like your best or perfection, you know what I mean? There's so many variables. So it's like, we try to manipulate water. You're trying to get that extra 10% at the end versus 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out and show day. So sometimes if you need to bring in an area that's maybe at 3 weeks out when you posted your back lat spread and it was full and pushing, you might have still had some fat in your hamstrings and glutes. And in order to condition in the glutes and hams, you're going to sacrifice that new tissue that you put on in your back. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's always like a plus and minus. And now you know for the Olympia, hey, I just got to put more work in my back so that when I do diet down, I'm not, it's more mature and it's going to stick around, you know?
Yeah. And, I think that was really the case with my legs last year. Like coming down to the nationals, we had to push really hard. And then I just lost like the fullness of my legs. So I knew this year, I was like, I really got to bring my legs up because I need to be able to push for conditioning and not lose my legs. And we pushed down, and I didn't lose my legs this year. You know what I mean? It's because the tissue stuck because it wasn't as fresh as the tissue on my back. You know, obviously, you know, they're never as big as they are 3 weeks out or something like that. But
I know.
Your legs look good. Your legs look great.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, honestly, and I think everybody. Honestly, I was really impressed. Like I was so impressed with how like Jon looked and Stannibal. That guy was in incredible shape. These guys, that top three was very good. And even like, listen, I think a lot of people were really overly critical of Blessing and Patrick. Like I watched these guys getting Glaze backstage. I watched these guys hitting poses. These guys weren't 100%, but the pictures and videos made them look like they're more off than they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of hard to hide on stage. On stage exposes everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
It's like, so, but one thing I noticed with Blessing, I was like, holy fuck, the guy doubled in the upper body.
Dude,
this guy was really big.
He was 276.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's not tall.
Well, he's like,
I think,
like 5'10", 5'11", maybe.
I think if he was around 268-ish, he would have been.
Yeah, I told Justin like 15 less.
Yeah, 10 to 15 less for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what's really cool is I have a few shots where I'm right next to Blessing, and I'm hitting the side chest next to Blessing at 222 pounds, and he's 276 pounds. And like, no offense, I was clearly winning the shot from the picture. You know?
Yeah.
So it was cool for me to see that. You know.
Yeah, for sure. It's like Ross Flanagan. Wasn't he like also in the 220s? Which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like
225 or something.
Wow. Yeah. Makes you realize that sometimes like the weight really won't matter because even like, well, the best example is Phil Heath.
Yeah.
Wasn't Phil Heath like 240 or something?
230, 240.
Yeah. I think he's like 230, 237 or something when he won his first Olympia, something like that.
Yeah, I got a funny story about Phil Heath like that. So I was backstage at the 2011 Olympia because I had to do something for Universal. I don't remember what it was, but I was backstage and I saw, so 45 minutes before the show starts, Kai Green is already in a Speedo pumping up, all right? Pumping up, push-ups, taking his time, already in opposing trunks, right? And then Phil Heath just arrives just a little bit before with a long sleeve and looks kind of like narrow and small. I'm like, what the hell? Then he starts pumping up, and through his long sleeve, you could see the tricep separation from start starting to like push like that. And then when he removed his shirt, I tell you, it looked photoshopped in real life. It's like he like tripled in size when he removed his. I was like, holy shit! I was just like. I couldn't stop looking. I was like, this is crazy. And another thing that really impressed me that day is the glute ham tie-in and the depth of it of Sean Roden. He was just standing normally, and his glutes was going. It was just, you could lost a quarter in there. It was so deep.
Yeah. You ever watch like just like a video of him doing like a quarter turn, like his side relaxed? The way his glute would cut into the hamstring and hang there just was nuts.
Yeah, so that was cool for me to be backstage and see all that. So I realized that sometimes it's like the biggest guy that's like, you know, you think like this guy's big, then fucking somebody who's like lighter will show up looking bigger.
Well, I mean, I was the lightest and smallest guy on that stage for sure.
Yeah, some of the best bodybuilders are small structures with big muscle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So definitely,
small guys.
Should we pull out some comparisons? I mean, maybe the viewers would want to see that a little bit. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I didn't really post anything. I just posted like a front double and front lat on my page. I could maybe send you a few of the things that I had.
Yeah.
I'm too curious. Nick, when you graduated high school, how much did you weigh?
I graduated high school at 230.
Okay, so you were a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you already bodybuilding when you graduated?
I didn't compete or anything, but I was weightlifting pretty hard.
Okay, you were weightlifting hard. Okay, so you were big. I was like when I graduated, yeah, I was like 230, 240 as well. I was big. Antoine, when you graduated high school, you were really heavy too, right?
Well, my first show, I was 16 years old in my last year of high school, so I was actually 175 contest shape.
But like off season, yeah. When I did my first show when I was 17, I was 173. But like, what were you like off season in high school?
Before or after that?
Yeah, like your heaviest when you were in high school, when you were 17 years old.
Oh, 195?
Really? So you were like a skinny kid.
195. My heaviest weight in high school was like 160.
I got 250. When I was in high school, I worked. Who did I work with? I forget who I worked with, but I was like, I got to play. I was probably just outside of high school. I was 18, 19. I got to play 254. Just a fat mess.
In high school?
Jesus.
I wasn't
training in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was already pretty into it.
Yeah, I was
just like a BMX kid. It was not conducive to be big at all.
Yeah.
You guys see this?
It's pulling up.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Yeah, I sent you like
viewers,
just a few of the pictures that I had, but
so that was a second call out at the top here, I believe. Here's Blessing. People are giving him a hard time, and I think Patrick was kind of like before, but just like not completely nailed. The Patrick Moore's best showing was that one time he did top 10 at the Olympia or the Arnold? It was like
Olympia.
really, really lean. Olympia, yes.
Yeah, Patrick
Moore
has to be out detailed, in order to push guys.
I think what people don't realize, Patrick Moore just tore his Achilles tendon earlier this year or late last year.
Doesn't look like
it. Yeah. So, listen, I couldn't imagine how hard of an injury that would be to come back from. So I give the guy a lot of credit just for even making it to the stage after something like that.
So here's our not the
that was the first. No, I think that was our first run out. Yeah.
First, okay, yeah. So anyway, so the top 3 is right here. So we have Justin Shire right here, his side chest, and we have Jon De La Rosa. Well, actually, I forgot he was doing it, and I was really impressed with his comeback.
Yeah, he surprised me.
He did.
Yeah, he looked awesome.
And yeah, for sure. And Stannibal right here was like on a good run, and his strong point is conditioning right now and shape, aesthetics. Yeah. There's some front shot that I find is lacking a little bit across here, but I have the same problem. So, but for him to just keep going like that, it was pretty cool to see him up there. He must be really happy to be posing with you guys, right?
He was fucking peeled, man. Crazy conditioning.
Stan definitely had a great year.
Stan. Yeah, he did.
What did I say?
No, Stan. Yeah, yep.
Oh yeah, Stan had a great year.
Yeah,
he did.
I see him pretty often because he trains at some of the gyms I train at. So it was really nice. It was cool to see his transformation.
Yeah, I love your side chest, Justin. Like you see how you bring your rib cage up. That's like a really good side chest. Like Stan could do it more like you. I find Blessing's pretty good actually. The way he's doing it, it's like the same puff up like that. He's a little bit more cranked down, but he's kind of like in the middle here.
Stan, in my opinion, it's just his shoulders just too. The one shoulder's too far down. Side. Yeah, he's dropping it. You want to stay more
this one here.
Up.
Yeah, you got to stay on level.
See, he's the most level. Yeah.
I think what Stan's trying to do there is demonstrate the conditioning he has in his obliques. Yeah, so he's kind of trying to play in his strengths there and showing his conditioning fit within the abdominals and the obliques.
I've been told that as a smaller guy on stage in the upper bodies, that you doing that makes you look smaller. You're better off doing like
you
that.
Want to take out much space.
Yeah, because that's what Tyler Mannion told me. I was trying to pose aesthetic for one show, and then it didn't work out, and he told me some stuff to correct.
Looking at this picture of me, I could probably rotate a little bit more and show that left shoulder and left pec a little bit more? Because you see that left arm is like my tricep pops really hard there. My pec, I could probably rotate a little bit more and maybe demonstrate some more width, shoulder to shoulder.
But it's pretty good, man. To be honest, it's like
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, for real.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You might have
because
turned a bit. Who knows? The shot in time. You might have actually turned a little bit.
Yeah, I might have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe you were just like, sometimes you do the slight rotation a little bit, like Arnold did.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the side shots, and that's kind of like that side chest I was talking about next to Blessing, where you can't tell me that there's a 54-pound discrepancy there of body weight.
No,
it's crazy.
No,
54
for
pounds.
Sure. Yeah, the glutes are coming really well here too. But to be honest, I was really impressed with Jon De La Rosa, and because of the stream wasn't that good for. I was like, wait, is he better than like I thought some shots were like, is he better than fucking Justin some shot? But then Dorian showed me in person, zoomed in. It was like it wasn't, but I was happy he showed up, so he actually beat somebody that was like had a lot of experience.
Well, listen, man, he's a veteran, obviously, and he's also extremely complete and has so much fucking muscles. Like stand next to the guy, he's so bubbly and round and muscle bound. It was a good show. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And look how good Patrick looks in that most muscular. That's a sick shot for him.
He's super wide. I think there's another guy who's like maybe 235. What do you think, 240?
I mean, that's like, these are fucking 5 great bodybuilders, man. That was a good show, man. Really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look how big he is. Like,
Blessing
is just fucking
blown out,
dude.
He's blown out.
Huge. Yeah, he's very big.
By the way, I love that you do the crab. I love the crab, and I think more people should do it. So, and you hit it really well, like the Lavroni, like 3/4, the leg stance like that. It's pretty cool.
I have 2 ways that I hit it, where I kind of lock out the right quad and hit it straight on, or I do that like Lavroni style.
Yeah, that's cool. I wish Jon did. He always did this one and finished with this one. And I think besides you doing the hand clasp and this one here, it didn't come out I think if we would have done other shots, it would have maybe helped a little bit more. But I don't know. That's just my own opinion. Yeah. But we're just really nitpicking here, right?
For sure.
So what's that?
No, it's a good show, though. It was good.
Oh yeah,
it was.
I think it was a very good show.
It was exciting, man. And they honestly, they ran us that final call out. Because, I mean, at the time, I didn't know it, but they were comparing Jon and Stannibal back and forth, trying to figure out second and third. It's what it seems to be, just looking at the scorecards. But, man, they ran us through, 3 hard, full rounds.
Oh, yeah.
And then Steve's like, all right, guys, you good for one more? He goes, I just want a front double, a back double, and a most muscular. And it's like, so we had a front double, spun around, a back double. And then he's like, last shot, guys, and we just fucking all roasted most musculars.
I know.
I know. So fucking fun, man. So cool.
When you know it's the last pose, you fucking give it
all.
Everything.
Yeah,
really.
He made sure to let us know. He's like, last pose, guys. Your favorite most.
That's nice.
What was cool is he says your favorite most muscular, and I go a hands clasp. If you watch the video, you can see me square my feet up, and I hear Matt. You hear Matt in the video go crab. So then I lock into the crab shot and just roast the crab.
Boom. Yeah.
Justin's feeling it today though. Right, from all the posing, you're saying
yeah.
Oh, you're sore. Yeah.
Sore. Elbow sore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. My right knee the next day, I was like, "Why is my right knee so sore?" And I realized it's from locking out my right quad,
locking up
most muscular, and then my right triceps just smoked, or my right elbow, and it's from hitting side triceps.
I know this guy. His name is also Justin. He's from Quebec. He just turned pro at the Vancouver Pro. He's a really tall guy. First pose he does, tears his glute on stage.
Oh.
Tore his glutes. And it's a partial tear. He finished the show. He won. But yeah, he tore his fucking glutes on the first shot, he said. I think it was his back double.
I hate that they put that logo right there, right over my hamstring.
Come on, guys.
My good hamstring.
What are we talking about here? Mm-hmm. Jeez. Wow.
Try to find other pictures.
I sent you in your DMs a few pictures.
Oh, my DMs. Let's go see my DMs.
Did you guys see? What did you guys think of Carlos? Me and Justin were talking about Carlos's guest post.
He looked really good.
Yes, he looked crazy. He looked like Big Ramy.
I was like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
Did you see it, Antoine? Yeah.
I saw him. Yeah, and it's like he was already proportioned like that, but he just like even got bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, but look at this kid.
With him doing Texas, who do you got winning?
Okay, so who's competing?
Hunter, him, or Andrew?
Where's the list? I want to see a list.
I don't have the list.
We don't have
I'll say this because I coached Carlos and I know him really well.
Yeah.
And he started coming to our gym in 2019. And like when I first started coaching him, he was only 176 pounds. And then like, this guy responds like crazy. He went all the way up to like 252 within like 6 months and like stayed lean. Insane genetics. Works very hard. But the only thing on Carlos is like the backside to match the front. And if he gets the backside to match the front, and even on his backside, the skin texture is a little different, and the muscle doesn't get quite as separated or as dense. But now he's had a full off season, like he's been working really hard. He's got a new coach. I believe he's working with Andrew Vu.
Yes.
So, yeah, if he's brought his back up and it looks even like close to the front, like he's going to be a weapon on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
no kidding.
We also haven't seen him stand next to like top pros, but I mean we didn't see Justin stand next to top pros, and look what Justin just did. So it's tough, right? But obviously Hunter and Andrew are like top Olympians, So it's going to be really interesting, very interesting. To see.
Yeah, I think it's really, really tough to say. I wouldn't put it past him showing up and winning the show. It's not like it's impossible.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't count him out.
Has Carlos ever been super freaking shredded everywhere?
No.
Not that we've seen. And listen, at Nationals, he was in pretty good shape. He was in good condition, but it wasn't.
Was it enough to beat Hunter? Was like, let's say, gonna nail it? Personally, I don't think he's gonna win.
He's got to show up better than Nationals. Which, if he's going to, it would make sense that he's able to with more time because that muscle is getting more mature, it's getting more dense. When you're younger, you kind of got some baby fat in some of your weaker areas, and your skin sort of gets more thinner as you get older and more seasoned. Yeah. So I don't know if that guest posing we really saw any back shots. I think he might have turned around in the lat spread if we look at it.
Actually, let's go see that. Maybe on.
He looked like he put a lot more muscle on his backside.
Somebody did post a back shot, but I don't remember who.
I seen a rear lat. So I think in this video he does turn around and hit a rear lat. And the kid is unbelievably impressive.
It's funny because his quads are like circles.
It's wide. Yeah, they're as wide as they are. Yeah.
It's so quads are huge. Look at that. It's like a circle.
It's crazy.
And like the hamstring hang from the side. Look at that.
I remember you said they were spheres, Antoine, when we first came to the gym. You were like, what are those things?
Spheres. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He also has great stage presence. He's a guy that poses very well.
Yeah.
Nice abs and thighs.
Let's see. He's gonna turn around.
That's nuts.
And he has a good waist taper too.
He does.
Yeah.
Especially when he hits it and sucks it right there, like in the most muscular.
Yeah, like that looks really good.
When he hits that abs and thighs,
there we go. Let's see. Okay, yeah.
You can see on his glutes, he's got that skin that's just, a little thick.
Yeah, and I think you see that with a good handful of guys. Like obviously, Andrew Jack is another one of those guys that we haven't quite seen be completely hard to the backside,
But I will say, like, Carlos, he blew me away with this. I was like, damn. And he's still
I think
4 weeks.
If you weren't blown away, then you don't understand bodybuilding.
Facts.
For sure. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, super impressive.
Looking like a black Ramy. That's funny.
I reached out to him and I thanked him for not doing Chicago.
That's good though. I like that. And the thing for Carlos, it's good that Hadi and Derek are like top two because they're like kind of shorter guys with lots of muscle. I mean, it's a good trend right now. I mean, Mick, you're 2 inches taller than these guys, right?
Who, me?
You're like 5'8", 5'8"?
I'm 5'7", man. I'm only like an inch taller.
5'7"? Oh, well, every inch is count, right?
That's what she said.
Yeah. I can't find a list of the show of the. You know where that would be, guys? I tried Bodybuilders Without Borders.
I don't.
Well, for Texas,
there's no
I don't
list
think
yet.
there's a list for Texas yet.
Oh,
okay.
It's still 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, you guys
What's
want
the next show? What's the next
Tampa.
show right now?
I think it's Tampa, right?
Oh, Tampa.
Oh, isn't there a show this coming weekend? Isn't that like Spain or where's that at? There's a
bunch in Europe.
Yeah, I think it's the big man something.
A European show.
Yeah, I can't keep up with all those ones in Europe. It's like 2 in Italy. Yeah.
Yeah, we went through the list the other day. I think it was with you guys, right? And there was there's 9 shows left, and like it's all mostly in Europe, and we're not even aware about most of them. So this is the show, Big Man Championship. It's this weekend in Spain.
I know Roman.
And nobody's doing it but Roman. Okay.
Roman and Emir. The young kid Emir's doing it.
Yeah, he's good.
I would love to see Roman pull this off. I know Roman's been fucking good show after show.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
And,
I really.
And he's been looking really good too.
What he is fucking incredibly consistent. He's in shape every time he steps on stage.
He seems to find that balance now, though, where he's coming in proper, like full enough. Where he always came in peeled, then he came in stringy, and now he's bringing a good combination. You know?
He told me, because I talked to him, he told me that he's been eating 1,000 grams of carbs every day for the last 6 weeks. And then peaking for the show, he says he was eating 2,000 grams of carbs like the few days before.
Where do you get it from?
I don't know.
Like, where is he eating shit? There's no way that's all like rice and stuff.
No, listen.
He was eating. Go ahead, Justin.
Oh, well, he was eating like gallons of ice cream peaking for Tampa. You guys remember that?
I do remember that. I remember that.
Yeah. He was like eating the fucking McDonald's pancakes, gallons of ice cream, like they just couldn't fill him up. But I think it's because he's so obsessed when he trains and when he does cardio. Like he pushes his body so fucking far that it's just too far gone, and then he can't fill up. But I think it seems like he's figured it out because this is a much different and fuller package than we've been seeing from the guy. It's never conditioning is never his issue. He just needs to be big enough. Look at that glute! Like holy shit!
I know. Yeah,
like
paper skin.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. And when you see that in person, because like it looks crazy here, but we were right up front in Tampa and like watching that
person
guy.
So you see, I've noticed some guys do the back double like that. I've tried it myself, and I kind of see why they're doing it. Elbows a little bit down, and the upper back a little bit pushed out. Like Ian and C-Bum does that. Have you guys ever tried to do it like that?
Well, what he's doing, you can almost see he's like kind of tucking his sternum a little bit and like pushing
a little bit, crunching abs,
rounding.
You're pushing.
Yeah. Yep.
That's to add a little bit more width and maybe like depth and thickness, or
it's a way to kind of push out the erectors a little bit. Because I mean, the other way would be kind of arching, and then you have that the possibility of kind of closing off that erector thickness. You know,
I know. Yeah, I find the other way for me as a more detailed, but I have to play around with it. But yeah, so it's funny how like after, it's funny after 20 years of bodybuilding, I'm still like trying to figure out the militaries. There's always something you can correct, right? There's always something you can tweak.
No, exactly.
Well, I'm in the hotel room 2 days before the show, and Matt's like changing my back double, and he's taking pictures. I'm like, okay, yep, you're right.
He did that with me at the Olympia. He was changing poses.
I think all the coaches do that.
Matt's not a guy that was like, shoving stuff on me. He wanted me to be comfortable. We were just making small adjustments. Sometimes
small adjustments.
Horror stories.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for sure. Like he actually had me because I wasn't sure which leg to drift back in my rear double, and I had been doing left and I've been doing right, so I was comfortable with both. And
Really?
I was doing my right leg back, and he had me switch to my left, only because after I broke my leg, my femur, I broke that hip, and I tend to just sit like this a little bit, right? So when I hit that rear double, I have a tendency to be cocked off sideways a little bit. But if I drop my left leg back, it evens me out because it just pulls that hip back. So I'm just a little more square in my rear double if I drop the left leg back. So we made that switch,
cool.
and yeah.
So
hit that back double bicep. Hit that back double bicep. That might be one of the field. That might be one
this
of
one
the
here.
Field
I know.
Yes,
nuts. That was 2 weeks ago. Very crazy. So this kid Emiro Rajic he's competing this weekend also. He did the other European show, and I think he was actually in the top 3, if I believe.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a conditioning battle between him and Roman.
Ooh, that's cool. I like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I know. So this guy that is doing it, and also this guy is 21 years old. Okay.
Wow.
And he's also doing the show. Let me try to find a recent picture.
Oh, he did his pro debut this year,
2
right?
days. Yeah. So this guy is 21 years old, and he's going to also do the show. Yeah.
Is that the same?
Really curious
didn't he do his pro debut like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago? Or is that the same guy?
I'm not
just 5 weeks. Yeah,
sure.
Stage photos.
Look at that quarter turn, that lat.
I know, it's crazy.
Any stage photos?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You see that?
Yeah.
He's gonna need more time in the beginning.
Yeah, he is.
Well, of course, more muscle, but yeah.
He sent me a message, and he told me that I had a, and I know he didn't mean this, but it just was like a language barrier. I should pull up the message. It's funny because he's like, "You have a not great physique."
What?
Something like that. I'm gonna pull the message up. I'll read it because it was like it was so funny because I know, and he was but he was like a big fan, and I was like, oh, doesn't sound like it, but hold on,
Thank you.
I'll pull it up.
I'm a big fan. You have a not so great physique.
You have like aesthetically pleasing physique. You probably met,
or maybe it's like yeah, I don't know what.
Let me see what he said. Hold on a second.
Physique.
He said
maybe he meant nuts, great physique.
Okay, so I had to copy his message because he sent it in Spanish. Oh, goddamn, hold on. And then I translated it.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
It says, "Hey, bro, your training videos freak me out. I identify a lot with you." Oh, no. This is what he says. It's a picture of me doing a front double at Pure right there in the window, and it just says terrible, and it says two fire emojis and a rocket ship.
Terrible.
It just says terrible.
Okay, but you know what it is, Justin? Terrible in Spanish is like terrific.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay,
it means yes. It means more like that. I think. Oh, terrible! Like wow, that's impressive. It's
really
terrific.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So I was like, I was like, thanks, bro. But
I think that's what happened.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Go back, Antoine. Go back, Antoine. There's a shot of him on stage to your right. Go out.
This one?
Hold on, it hasn't loaded yet. Yeah, that one, the front double. Yeah, he's got a nice physique. I remember seeing him.
Very like he has a good frame to build on, I find.
Yeah,
you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the small waist, the taper.
For him,
the
fact that he's 21, he's got a bright future.
Yeah, he looks
for sure.
Terrible.
Look at that.
Terrible.
All right, then we got another guy right here that's also doing it. Volsky Christian. There you go. 1 week ago. I mean, pretty good. Never seen him either. But I guess in Europe, is the guy's whoops, sorry guys. Yeah, I mean,
could be sharper.
Yeah, that was like a week ago or something. Portugal.
Trust me, I did.
Yeah, it's the graphics in the back. It's the graphics in the back. Yeah. I mean, we need some.
Actually, the lighting there looks really nice. Actually,
legs are good like that.
Yeah, his quads are sick.
Back is good here. It's funny because here's an example. Like, by yourself with different lighting, and then you go on stage. It's like, oh,
what's up?
It's like what happens? Like it's just on stage, you can't hide anything.
You gotta understand. Like, there's no shadows. It's a big fucking light washing.
Yeah, you're all in the open.
When you go to the gym, when you find that lighting that hits you and creates all the shadows and depth, and it's completely different.
So here's another guy competing.
That look fucking amazing on stage. It's a true representation of how good they are. Yeah.
Well, look at this guy. This guy looks good. This guy looks really good.
Good quality.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good.
Just a little
very
small.
conditioned.
Yeah. I mean, he is small, but look at the lineup. To be honest, there's no mass monsters in this show so far.
That's true.
Yeah. He's peeled.
Justin, let's go. Get on the plane, Justin.
No, I've ate too many cookies. I need another 6 weeks of dieting.
This guy's got some good body parts though, like good shoulders, good chest, good biceps.
Yeah. I like this
good waist.
I know.
If he continues to add size, he'll be very good.
Yep.
I know. You know what's crazy, Dorian? I was looking at my 2019 pictures, and I'm like, man, I look way better back then. But I find because just like everything was like so much easier to pose, and my waist was smaller, but like probably my back was way smaller than right now. Like
in 2019, yeah, but it's because
just before I tore my biceps.
Okay, yeah, but it's because you used to hit all those like artsy shots that were aesthetically pleasing, but they weren't winning you shows. You weren't big enough.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, I know. Well, yeah, so it's just like
just what you
this.
liked.
Yeah, this size is like it's not big, but it's like it looks really good, right?
Very good. Very good.
But that doesn't win shows in the open. It's like might as well switch to classic, right?
Yeah,
but
it'll be good though.
Yeah, so I think this guy will actually be able to like be besides Roman and Emiro. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think? Like, if you look at him like that,
I think he looks great.
I think he's very polished and he has like a lot of separation. But I think Roman will have more mass, but less like by separation. I mean, like, see that the line here from tricep to delt? That to me is like separation. See that the line?
What show is Good Vito doing? Is he still doing a show, or did he like tear his quad or some shit?
Oh yeah, you know what happened, Dorian?
He jumped off the stage.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But it jumped off so weird. Where do you think is that video? I mean,
I don't think he realized how high it was. So when he jumped off, he was like, "Oh fuck,
dude!" It was like a 5 foot drop, and he landed and like had to double jump, and then you see it looked like his like patella tendon popped or something.
Yeah, you saw.
Oh yeah. He had to try to break the fall because he realized how far it was.
Yeah,
like,
that's not.
Look at that front double.
Yeah,
go up real quick. Where's that at? No, that one in the red underwear. Yeah, whoa.
That's sexy.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. With the elbows like straight to the side, huh? That's good like that.
I always like a parallel. Yeah, I think if you have like smaller arms, sometimes like bring in your elbows up a little bit to bring the bicep peak above the front delt. Because sometimes if that bicep peak sits below the front delt, it doesn't quite look right. So it's like something for guys to think about.
I think when it's parallel like that, you get the bump of the chest and front delt. Then you get the bump of the bicep. More than just like, let's say, I don't know if there's another guy somewhere. Maybe not, but anyway, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. I've tried to find a video of him jumping.
That Asian dude who won the classic in Toronto, he looked really good too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Christina. That was Matt's client.
She killed it.
Yeah, man. God, he's
the
nuts,
212. Yeah, this kid's a big kid. Who won the 212 at Chicago? I think Jason got second.
It was Cameron Cheek's client. Black.
Yeah, he
forget
did
his
good.
name.
What the hell?
Cameron Cheek.
Loose.
Cameron Cheek is actually coaching Blessing now.
Oh, really? Well, good,
Yep.
because Cameron's fucking awesome at what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cameron's
Jason
good. That's good for him. Well, because I know
Antoine,
Blessing was talking to Matt. And...
Yeah, Blessing just posted it.
Good.
Posted what?
That's great, dude.
That he's working with Cameron.
Who's Cameron?
Cameron Cheek.
Cameron Cheek.
I don't know
Cam
him.
Jansen. He's a Cam Jansen coach. He's crushing it, man. Cameron's doing a really good job.
That's cool.
He's in good hands.
He didn't post his video, obviously, right?
No, you might be able to go to tag videos, but I don't know. It was really unfortunate to see because he's going into the hospital at 6 weeks out. Bummer, man.
Yeah, Antoine, did you see Jason living good? He got second at Chicago.
Yeah. Let's look him up. He's our local guy.
It was his pro debut, and he got second. I think in the 212. If I'm remembering right. Jay Living Good, right? The real
Chill,
Jay.
Antoine. You're typing so fast.
I know.
Oh, I learned that in school. All right, there we go. Look at that shot.
This dude.
Boom.
Yeah. He looks sick.
Yeah, I like these shots.
He posed really well, man. He looked awesome.
Yeah, it took his time.
Great shape.
Yeah.
And this guy's been going at it for a while, right? And he was way smaller than that before, and just worked his like every year a little bit more, until he became like good enough to fucking beat big guys and stuff. And, oh yeah,
it had
quads, obviously.
Close.
Good for him, man.
And he's breaking the stigma of the Asians with bad backs. So his back looked pretty good.
Yeah, there was this thing with
super good.
I don't know who I was talking to with that. A lot of Asian bodybuilders have weaker lats and giant legs,
great quads. Yeah. Just seems to be the case.
Yeah,
he was very good. You know, the show as a whole was ran really well, and man, I was really happy to do the show. And I do think this is something that Dorian and I talked about. I think just these promoters need to prioritize content a little bit more. They need to allow more photographers to be there. They need to be able to get more content out. We need to have the ability to produce, good pictures and good videos out of these shows to try to bring more people in. I think a lot of us we look at these shows and we go, fuck, that show has a sick backdrop, had sick footage that came out of there, great photos. Like, I want to do that show. So like, they need to be looking, like promoters need to be looking at how they can make the athletes look the best on stage, because that's where we will gravitate to as the athletes, because we want to make sure we're able to display our physiques. And if I look at these shows, I'm like, yeah, the lighting is shit at that show every year, and they've got a flame backdrop. I'm not going to do that show because I want to make sure. And I'm not saying this to be critical of anybody that, at Tim Garner Productions. I think we did a great job. But I just think that as a whole, everyone needs to be cognizant of these things and look at what's going to make the athlete look best and try to prioritize these things so more of us want to do these shows.
I agree.
Yeah, well, Dorian, with his show, we had the nice backdrop, right? With like it was like just like a background image, but it was like kind of like faded out in the back, and it was like kind of like dark.
That's it.
And
I can't remember what Mariah did, but she made sure the LED was like a dark black. Like she made it so it was the least distracting to the physique, and it still looked really cool. Because whenever you do those bright colors, it just washes everyone right out.
Yeah, there's ways to do it. You guys did it. You guys did do a great job at that.
And like we made sure that like whenever there was stuff on the screen, it was like between classes, and then when they were being judged, it just went to the simple black
right
screen
there,
of the championships. Yeah. So
that was
cool.
a huge picture in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dorian, you're gonna do it again, yeah?
We only get it every other year, so next year we don't get it. We have to wait for the following. Yeah. So it was a good time though. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Weren't you like 4? Was it like 4 weeks after your? What was the show you did? The Arnold?
The Arnold, right?
The Arnold,
yeah.
Yeah, you were fucking full blown and crazy. Look at that most muscular that.
Where is it?
Right there, down one on
right
the
here.
left. Yeah, look at
This
that.
one?
Yeah, click on that. Wild.
Yeah.
Look at your arm. Jesus, Nick.
Nick, Maria told me that when you did that pose at the Olympia, it was the first time you ever tried it. And she was like, what is he doing?
She was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna hurt himself."
You know, it's funny. I seen somebody went down on one, and I showed Matt backstage because I winged my posing routine. I had no posing routine at all. I had no idea. I had no idea what I was going to do, and I went down on one knee and I did that. And I was like, I told Matt, I said, I can do that. He goes, "No, don't do it." He goes, "You might fuck up." I was like, "All right, yeah, fair enough."
Well, so here's the thing,
He's
right?
like,
I told everyone, I was like almost like bullshitting. I was like, I'm gonna come. I got a good routine, and trust me, I got this. I had nothing fucking planned. So I'm backstage, but I'm backstage, and I'm like, feeling my knees out. I'm like, oh, I feel good. They feel loose, no tight, no pain. I said, I got this. And then I did it, And then when I got off stage, Maria was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah,
I was like,
cool, dude.
I was like, I don't know, man. I just went for it.
It looked, honestly, Nick, that looked like a very well choreographed routine, and I was so stoked with what you did. I was like, fucking good for him, dude.
It was good, Nick. It was good.
Yeah. I didn't have anything. I had no idea what I was gonna do. It turned out okay.
Yeah, that was a good show, and this one here. So the backdrop is like, what I mean is like it's a little bit like more like dark.
There's no pictures though of like the prejudging. This is all like guest posing.
I know.
There's a lot more.
I know.
Yeah.
But also, I just think that like a lot of these promoters are really sticklers about who's shooting photos, and they don't want anybody filming from the crowd. Like Jasmine got yelled at; she was trying to film me, and like she told to put her phone down. Like, I get it, but to some extent, it's like
because the NPC News needs the pictures first, so they have contracts with certain photographers that are only allowed to shoot it, so they send it to them first. There's like a system in place,
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll evolve. Though.
I'm sure there's a lot of red tape that we're not privileged to, but I feel like as a promoter, I would just want as many pictures on the internet with my Tim Gardner Productions or whatever it be, like blasted,
Problem is, it's not the promoters; it's the actual NPC or IFBB. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah. Like me as a promoter, like we ended up getting Alora Big 3 Media to do it, but we had to go through the current contracted photographer to get permission from, the CPA here. They had to okay it with NPC or IPB, and then she had to provide the NPC the pictures first. There's a system,
Yeah.
And they've just been running it the same way for a long time. It's on autopilot. But I think they're going to start probably, updating it and allowing.
It's just, it's just a different.
Look how far. Yeah, the media photography is coming so far. I feel like they're going to go up their game soon.
It's just a different day and age, and I think it has to evolve.
Yeah.
Do you think, Dorian, it's like that? Like it's a great part of then the permissions, because back then that system worked because if you had the pictures, you sold them to the magazines. Right?
Yeah, I just think things are changing, right? Back then, NBC News wanted it for their magazine, for their websites, for whatever
Flex,
it was.
MD.
Right? Yeah.
But now it's like this should be online. It's like going online anyway. You don't sell your pictures that much anymore. Oh, you okay, Justin?
Yeah, sorry, my phone was dying, so I got to plug my phone in.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a good. I forgot to do the timestamps. I forgot to do the timestamps again.
It's okay. You can go back through, rewatch it all, and then do it.
Yeah.
You do that. Yeah.
But what's going on with you guys this week, Antoine, Nick? You guys got anything going on? Nick, you're just full prep mode. You're a robot right now, or what?
Full robot mode, tunnel vision.
Robot mode. How many weeks is it now?
15.
15 weeks.
Yep.
Wow.
That's so crazy you're saying that, because I just we've been talking about you and how many weeks out you are the whole time. And then it just hit me just now. I was like, wait, I'm also 15 weeks out.
You're 15 weeks out, bro.
It's crazy, dude.
You thought you were 14 weeks out, Justin. So you actually got a little wiggle room.
Yeah, I just gained a week. Yeah. Yeah, let's go out to dinner, dude. It's still early enough.
So are you gonna, Justin, maintain for 4 weeks without trying to improve anything as far as conditioning is, and then start a prep at 10 weeks out as far as going down and really peaking? Or
yeah, I can't make any decisions right now just because I know Matt's gonna guide this shit. But what I imagine is probably gonna happen is we'll probably slowly reverse out for the next 5 weeks or so and get to about a 10 weeks out conditioning, and then come back down. And then I imagine over the next 5 weeks we'll just be prioritizing a small clean out phase.
I don't think no matter what you do, you're gonna put on enough body fat to be 10 weeks out conditioning.
No, yeah,
you're just gonna put on.
Yeah,
you'll just put on muscle, and then you'll be a 5 weeks out condition, and just have lots of time to fucking nail it.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, most likely.
But I'm fucking excited, man. I'm so ecstatic, because you guys know, you get that post show blues, right? Where it's really exciting fucking weekend, and I already feel here it's Tuesday, and you're I already feel the excitement falling off, and you're I'm so glad that it's already gonna be working its way back up as I come into my Olympia prep.
Yeah. But if you're feeling down, just visualize yourself on the Olympia stage and that's actually going to fucking happen. You're going to be like, whoa, I'm going to be stressing out a little bit. Oh, wait, I can't really fucking slack here. You got to go. It's just happening.
It's wild.
Yeah, Every day counts. Every day counts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's crazy.
That's cool. Yeah. And Dorian, what's your plan?
Yeah, what are you up to, Dorian?
Yeah, what's up?
Sweet. What do I got? Well, Justin is right behind me in the other room. Justin
is literally there. Yeah.
We're just training, hanging out. If he wants to get a couple cheat meals, if he's allowed to, I'll take him out. And then you're taking off Thursday or Friday. Then I'm actually heading to Mexico with Mariah, Noah, some of the crew for the Fit Expo in Mexico, which is a big trade show there, one of our distributors. So then I come home next Tuesday. So. Yeah,
Monday.
Fun weekend.
Coming Monday.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide.
You guys asked me if I wanted to go on that trip, and I was like, I got to think about it, because I fucking traveled for the show, and then I'm here, and then I was like, I don't think I could do it.
Antoine, you're coming.
Of course I'm coming.
Antoine's guest posting.
So but listen to that story. So I was in Canmore on the west Alberta, just hanging out with my mom and my fiance, and then Jessica, she's okay, you're gonna come to Mexico. I'm like, yeah, I reserved it in my schedule, even when it wasn't sure, just to make sure in my head that I was doing it. Then the next day she said, oh, by the way, they want you to guest post. I'm like, what the hell? 10 days notice? Because usually with my guest posting, with my guest posting, what I like to do is I like to prepare weeks and months in advance, and I kind of make something up, and I really think about it. Right? I really think about it, and something evolves. So now I'm just gonna. I didn't. I had to
capitalize as much as possible on fans, because the days are somewhat numbered in bodybuilding, so you got to get as many.
No, the thing that I'm doing is that, how many time on stage do I have left, or any of us left, to be honest? Let's say even Nick, he does the Olympia and the Arnold per year. How much more year you want to compete? Maybe 10 more years. I'm just exaggerating or not, but it's that's 20 more times. Only 20. Yes. So so next time you step on stage, Nick, boom, 19 more times. So for me, it's like I could probably count them with my two hands, right? Because so I told myself, every time I'm going to go on stage, I'm going to try to make the most of it. So when I look back, I'll be like, oh, look at what I did. So,
well, dude, I got to give it to you. I'm such a fucking fan of what you do. Every time you guest pose, you're such a showman. I look at your guest posing, and I'm like, that is what guest posing should be. This guy puts on a fucking show. The promoters get their money worth. The crowd gets their money worth. I don't have it in me to do the shit you do, but I admire the hell out of it.
Antoine guest posed How many weeks were you like just off everything from the Olympia and you guest posed in Montreal? How many weeks was that?
Oh yeah,
that guest posing was awesome.
So April was like since the Olympia, December.
It was like 20-something weeks.
Yeah,
he was off
natural.
Goes up there, I'm like, wow.
I know, dude. Trust me. I don't look at the pictures too much afterwards, to be honest. And
no, you look good, man.
You did look good.
And I try to think about.
You're 290 pounds, dude. You're still fucking humongous.
Yeah, but it's like, you know how we are with ourselves, and then you think about the mutant 4 weeks post show. I'm like, yeah, great. Great.
I try. Listen, dude, I try not to look at too many pictures of myself like on show day, so I get it, dude.
Yeah, but you know what? I think the normal crowd, like the avid bodybuilding fans, can critique me apart and tear me apart, but the average person in the audience doesn't care.
No,
right? And honestly, you're putting on a show and you're having fun. You bring so much energy to the room. If anybody hasn't watched the guest posing, they should just search your name and type Antoine Vaillant guest posing and take notes.
Yeah,
like that one you did today or a while back with the guitar. You're out there fucking.
That was the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was funny. Dude, the thing with that is that I was like, I would love to smash a guitar on stage, but I'm not a musician. Then I was like, holy shit, the guest posing. There's my chest.
Smash it.
Yeah.
I smashed it.
I know you did.
100 pieces. Yeah. So for the Mexico guest posing, I got my costume already that I ordered on Amazon, like as soon as I knew I was doing it. So I got something prepared. I got the 2 songs that I think the Mexicans will actually love it. And yeah. So I got something prepared as far as like the setup, but the choreography, I'm like, I'm gonna pull a Justin and a Nick Walker, I think, to be honest.
Dude, you're so good, man.
No, but I mean, I'm gonna improvise. Tomorrow I might take some time to like build something up to get like at least like 3 different combos. I can like walk there, do 3 or 4 poses, walk, do 3 or 4, come back 3 or 4. So there's actually a little something planned, but it doesn't matter.
Antoine's so creative.
I know. I was gonna say I don't.
Wow, everyone.
Yeah, and people have no idea like how incredibly impressive that is to actually pull off.
I know.
But those of us that have gone out there and had to put together posing routines, it's hard.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. I'm actually better at routines than mandatories. I think way more about how should I hit because these are the shot that matters, right?
I know.
Like it's easy like to do like all these cool ones when you're, because you're all posing the way you want, all the cool poses like the arm shots, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then we have to be straight on. Like on stage, that's like shit. How the
you don't get to rotate and hide shit and do No. So when I'm prepping for a show, I dip into the posing room and I have such a hard time practicing anything but my mandatories. I don't want to detract from that. I'm like, the posing routine doesn't really matter. I can't even get myself to spend 45 minutes posing and then work on my posing routine. Like, fuck it.
I honestly, what I do for my routines is I literally just write it out and just look at it like for a couple of weeks and just know like what pose I'm doing, transitions, and then I just do it on stage.
Really?
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, I just write it out so I know. It's going to be a front double bicep into a side chest, into a quarter twisting bicep. I just write it out.
Yeah, what's cool is I did that posing routine here, and I was like, oh, it actually worked. So now I have my Olympia posing routine. I'm going to make a few adjustments, but now I'm like, I already got it figured out.
I thought it was pretty good.
It was good.
So?
Yeah.
And
if you need help with something, I'll always have good ideas with like your body types. So you can always like reach out if you want. I know like you said, it doesn't really matter, but you can always reach out.
It does matter. I'm not going to act like it doesn't matter because I think that's it's the art of bodybuilding. When somebody comes out
for the score,
Yeah, for the score it doesn't matter, but I think for the sport as a whole, I think we all should be putting a little more effort into these things. And that's why, like Nick, when you did that, I was proud of you. I was like, hell yeah, dude. That guy put some effort into it, and it's good for the sport.
Also, it's also fun. when you actually have something and you work with it and you perform a little bit, rather than rather than my typical let's hit 1,000 most musculars and come on,
just
tongue
out, shaking your head.
It's actually fun to have a little something planned.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually going to start.
I got told I did the Nick Walker. Like, there's a few most musculars where I was hitting him and I was just shaking my head. I didn't even really think about it, but I was like, I watched the video back. I was like, oh, I did the most muscular.
That's funny.
Did the Nick Walker, did the mutant.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm actually I'm going to start preparing my routines for because I'm doing the Arnold in March, and if I start preparing my routine like months and months in advance and practice every week and make something really nice, it's like there's one thing I can maybe win is the best posing award.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Because if I really like pose, like I do something very nice, and I know Samson's good, and I know like Andrew Jack was good too, but it's like these guys are really good at posing, but like
Andrew can do the splits.
I can do the splits.
You got to do the splits.
I'll do the splits. There's no problem.
I'll do splits.
No, because
backflips.
Yeah, not anymore. I won't try that anymore. I tried on stage last in 2011, and I short landed, and I kind of like stumbled forward, and it's on YouTube actually. If you type 2011 Arnold Classic Amateurs Antoine routine, you can see me almost fucking kill myself on stage. It's different because you're kind of different emotion. You're in a different emotional state than when you practice at home. For one, and it's slippery floor, oil. It's a bad combo.
Yeah, that doesn't
they banned it. You're not even allowed to do it. You're not allowed. They banned it.
Yeah, Juji got warned at the Olympia Amateur. They said,
right.
"You're good. You landed it. It's good, but now you don't ever do that again." Judges told him that. Yeah. So,
I don't blame them. You've seen so many fucking fail videos, people flopping on their faces.
I know.
Risky
some bodybuilder passed away doing that. I've seen that video. It's terrible.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's a bad video. It's a horrible, bad video. So that's what I mean. Like, and I would always stress out before doing it. I'm like, it's such a fucking, like, it's too added stress you don't need for one fucking move. Like, it doesn't matter.
No, thank you.
You're just being a show off.
What were those two dessert? What were the two dessert places that you were going between, Dorian?
I know Dimitri's or D Spot.
I like Dimitri's.
Have you had D Spot?
It's good. Yeah, we actually had it like last weekend.
So what would you say between Dimitri's and D Spot? I think Nick's only had Dimitri's.
And I love Dimitri's.
So Dimitri's, you got all the cakes, you got the homemade ice cream, you got the waffles and the pancakes, but D Spot has funnel cakes. They have more options. I find different options. So the best answer is like, dude, do two of them.
Yeah, go both.
Yeah. And a trick I could give you, that's actually one of Dorian's trick, is that if you want to have like a good dessert, fucking skip the dinner, go straight to Dimitri's.
All right. Well, maybe we'll just do dessert tonight and then dinner tomorrow.
Yeah. Big ass waffle, man. Big ass waffle, couple scoops of ice cream, brownies all over it, chocolate sauce, hard.
Yeah. And then a scoop of whey protein to make it a bodybuilding.
All those sugars are going to send those aminos, right, to the muscles.
Yeah, you just shuttle the aminos.
Yeah, reduces guilt by like 10%, so it's good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it does.
Anyways, I think we've done a good amount of time there. I know, Justin, you're tired, so
yeah, but I feel good. I mean, honestly, I was telling Dorian, like, I flew in, and then as soon as I landed, like, we went to the grocery store, we filmed a shopping video, then we went right to the gym, filmed a gym video, and then it was like 11 p.m. Then I woke up this morning. They showed up to film my pre-workout meal. Then we filmed another training video. And then I did my cardio. Then I came back here and it was like, time to do a podcast. It's like, motherfucker, dude. I was like, I don't know if I got this in me. So I just ate a meal. And then I was like, I'm just going to bullshit and talk bodybuilding with my friends for an hour. Like, if you guys were here, we would have done this anyway. So I feel fine. We would have talked. Yeah, so it's not really a big deal. But sometimes it can just feel like, fuck, I just want to like go to sleep.
Yeah. Sometimes the idea of doing something is like, it's too much. It's like, well, when you're actually doing it, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
As a Dorians agent, let's just do it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get over it. Justin, can you believe I've lived here for like 4 weeks now, and Antoine lives down the street? He's never even come and visit me yet.
Okay, wait.
Okay, shitty friend.
He's my only best friend. He's my only best friend that hasn't been by yet.
Okay, guys.
I told him and Taylor to come use a pool whenever they want.
Okay.
You know?
So
it's like, okay.
I've been living beside the gym 2 years. Not even one time where he came like to fucking see this place.
I've been here 3 times.
We had one time to escort me to rehab. You wanted to escort me to rehab.
I invited you. You never invited me.
Yeah, you know what?
Hey,
it's
listen,
okay.
I'm
come
here,
see
motherfucker. You should come swing by.
Yeah, because Justin's there, I'll go.
Yeah. We're gonna go to Dimitri's. We're gonna bring it back here, and we're gonna watch a movie.
Because Taylor. All right, well, we'll touch base after this podcast, guys. See what's going on there, and But thanks everyone for watching. And now both Nick and Justin are both 16 weeks out from the Olympia?
15
weeks out from the Olympia.
We got 2 Chicago Pro champions.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
right. Yeah.
You got a sword, and I got a shield.
I know. I laughed because I was like, "Oh, that's funny." They kept with the theme, right? So
At
we
first
need another
I was like,
HG athlete.
A sword, but that fucking shield's pretty badass. I was stoked on the shield.
It's pretty cool, man. Yeah, you can wear a sword. Cool. There's another show and just do the combination. Boink.
Well, I won a sword. My first show I ever did, I won the overall. I got a sword, so I got a big sword at home and a shield now.
That's awesome. Yeah. Sweet. All right, everyone.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Subscribe, comment. Guys.